You got potential. We'll be talking about tapping into your potential. So, we'll try it again. Hey, come on. Come on. Come sit. Come sit. Today on the sit down, we'll be talking about what it means to discover and walk into your potential. Before we can even get started, we have to discuss what potential is. By definition, potential is having or showing the capacity to become or develop into something in the future. So, with that being said, there's steps to walking into your potential. Step number one is understanding what your potential even is. So the idea of figuring out your potential is seeing where you are right now, seeing what you want, and figuring out how to get through to that goal. So if right now, say I'm in school for doing media production and I have a YouTube channel. Clearly there's an underlying thing that I have, which seems to be like film, TV, something with media. My potential can be aligned with what I'm working on right now. And a lot of times we get discouraged when it comes to the same potential because we don't see the future in what we're doing right now. We see like we don't have the resources right now. We don't have the time. We don't have the availability when you're learning so much in that moment. So a lot of people feel as though because of the situation they're in right now, that their potential isn't being met or isn't being worked on. When a lot of times, this is the perfect time to work on your potential and what you can be. Potential is a growing and a long process. People don't hit their potential until they maybe like late 30s maybe. So like you in your early 20s or in your late teens, you can start tapping into that potential. So I personally am in media production, that's my major, and I make videos, I do all the social media stuff for the other people, for myself. So like there's an underlying factor of just media and being interested in like media, like TV, film, social media, all that great stuff. So me working on this stuff right now with my lack of resources, with my lack of time, it kind of builds up the character of you in that field. Because when you get out into the world and you have the resources, things get twice as easier. You can do things twice as well because you've done the work when you've had nothing. So imagine when you get that job where everything around you is just working on your media, your potential. It's going to be like a piece of cake because you've literally done such hard work before you even got to that stage. So to discuss potential, we have to, one, establish what our potential is, see our goal, understand that there's something in between that we don't know what's there yet. But that's the life, that's the path, that's the journey. But we have to first establish what our potential is, what our goal is, what we want out of life. So that's step one. Step two is the most important step, and it's getting past the fear of even starting. A lot of times, we don't start things because we're scared of, one, how other people will take it. We're not going to be able to do it successfully. We don't have the right stuff to do it. We can't accomplish certain things. When a lot of the time, all you need is you. The only person holding you back majority of the time is you. I have friends who make art. I have friends who are in nursing. I have friends who do all these great things, but they're so scared to like take a further step because, one, no one gave them the access to, and two, they personally are doubting themselves. The only reason you have that doubt is because either someone told you should, or you see someone else doing something and you honestly or really don't feel like you have it in you to do that. But I'm here to tell you that you do. If you see the potential and you see your goal and you have the ability to go for it, why aren't you going for it? Because of fear? T.D. Jakes talked about anxiety and fear and all this stuff. He said, we tend to get fearful when we see a potential problem. The problem didn't actually come. The problem hasn't even actually showed its face. But because there's a potential problem, that's when the fear and anxiety kicks in. A lot of the time, when you take that first step, everything else falls into place. When you, shut the fuck. When you walk into your destiny and you walk into your potential, everything will align. If you believe in anything in a higher power, it will always talk about aligning your steps in order with your God's steps, or my God's step. So when you start walking and take that first step, you will literally build your ladder of success. It always takes that one, okay, I'm gonna just put out a video. Okay, I'm gonna just change my social media. I'm gonna take that class. I'm gonna enroll. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna quit. Everything that you do can be that first step, but you have to take the first step. How do you expect to reach your goal if the first step hasn't been made yet? The longer it takes you to take the first step, the longer it takes you to get to your goal. The only thing that we're waiting on is you. The only thing anyone is waiting on is you. The fear can come over us that people won't support us. Okay. Who was there when you were born? You. Who was there when you die? You. So in between, guess who it's going to be? You. So when you are in that process and you're looking to walk into your life and you're walking into your potential, you have to take that first step. No one can cradle you through, because the moment you're cradled through, as soon as they're not there anymore, that crutch will have you fall. And every time you fall, it's 10 times harder to get up. So imagine taking that first step and failing. Now you again have that fear of when I step out, I was going to fail. No. Now you know what not to do. Now you know how to start off the next time you do take that first step. Now you know where to put your foot at. Now you know who to trust, who to land on when you do fall. So once you get past the fear of even taking that first step, the potential is waiting for you. Everyone has a span of life. There's the end goal and then there's birth. At that end goal, it's literally sitting there watching you you coming? Bring it. Of course there's going to be obstacles. You have to be able to jump. You have to be able to run. You have to be able to cry. You have to be able to work through all these things, because without that, you're not going to reach this end goal. So once you get past the fear of initially starting, the journey, I'm not saying the journey is going to be easy. That's why it's called a journey. It's not supposed to be. When you walk down the street, there's obstacles in your way. So imagine your walk through life. It's not going to be easy. But once you get past that initial fear of even starting your journey, starting your task, starting on your potential, every day you'll get closer. Whenever you feel like things are uncomfortable, whenever you feel like things aren't going your way, things aren't going correctly. Last week, I had a terrible week. Just everything that could go bad did go bad. And I didn't let it ruin me. I'm still here making a video. I'm still here living another day. I have to move. You have to move on. But when you're in a feeling and state of uncomfortableness, that means change is coming. So when change comes, that's when, hold on, because God talking. That's when glory comes. So as you keep moving, get uncomfortable, because that stretches your space of vulnerability, your space of, what's the word I'm looking for? That stretches your comfort zone. Literally, the more times you step out on what you're used to, you literally have to force yourself to be uncomfortable in order to tap into your potential. Because your potential, although is aligned with where you are right now, it is not where you are right now. I have friends who, how I'm in media production, they are working on stuff and they're working on projects, but they don't have people to be in their projects. They don't have the money to support their project. But keep trying to get it done. If you have to put a break on it and get your grind on, get your money together, get some friends, get a good core of people, and then come back to it, that's still a part of your potential. That's still part of that walk. Everything isn't supposed to be back to back, right after each other. This is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Yes, have an outline, baby. Create a great outline of what you want to happen, the steps it takes, but don't rely on that, because my journey isn't your journey. Yeah, I'm right here making videos, but who knows what I'll be doing next week? Who knows what I'll be doing 2 months from now? Maybe in a year, I'll be on TV instead of just on YouTube. Like, these things are aligned with your potential. So just because you're in it now doesn't mean that's what you're supposed to be. And you can't have the fear that this is all you're going to end up doing. Because if you believe that this is what you're going to end up doing, you will end up doing this for the rest of your life. That fear holds so many people back. Fear is just an act of mind. If you never fear anything, think of how far people will go. Think of Beyonce. Think of her being in front of crowds. Think of the criticism that she gets all the time. Think of having to sing, having children, having all these things, but she still pushes the limit. Yeah, you can be scared for the moment, but you got to go further. You got to keep pushing, because the moment you stop, that's when your potential will stop. The potential don't work towards you, you work towards it. With that being said, stop being fearful of taking that first step and starting on the road to reaching your goal, your purpose in life. And the final step is understanding that things may not all work out. So how can I explain this? As we go through life, we get thrown obstacles, we get thrown tasks, we get thrown things that are outside of our comfort zone. And these things can cause fear, they can make us feel discouraged. But a lot of the times, they're also helping us with this potential. That obstacle you had to jump over, now you know, like I said, now you know what to look out for. When you're in a job that you hate and it seems like you can't find another one, you can't get out of it, that means there's something there that you need to be learning. That means there's something in that position that is meant for you to learn in order for you to make it to that next step. Stop looking at everything so, like, I got to get out of here, I need to move on. If you looked at every spot and position in your life as you got to get out of here, you got to move on, you would never even know where you're going. Take the time now in that job, in that school, in that field, in the lack of having stability, take every position you're in right now and assess it. Like, don't look at it as like, what's wrong with it? What could I be doing better? Look at what could you be learning? I used to work at fast food. If you ever work at fast food, it's the worst place to work. But I've learned so much just from customer service and how I talk to people in that one position. I worked as a custodian for a school. I can clean a house in seconds. Like, there's certain things you need to learn. There's certain things you need to do. Like, learn how to finesse. The art of finessing is something in itself. If you can finesse your homework throughout all of college, you can finesse anything else in life. Like, there's so many things to learn in the exact space you are right now that your potential is the final goal. Enjoy where you are. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the learning experience. Because when you're at the bottom and you work and you grind, when you are at the top, it feels so much better. So many people have talked, like celebrities and stuff and famous people and millionaires have talked about like how their work ethic has gotten them so far and how their work ethic has, like, they'll always keep working, they'll always keep pushing, And look how, like, you literally reap what you sow. So if you're sowing in, like, just half done work, half done everything, like, you see life is just like, it's just passing me by, like, grab that thing by the balls and get that pushing. Like, I don't even know how to explain it in a different way to get certain people to understand that, like, your potential is aligned to where you are right now. It is not supposed to be where you are right now. It is aligned. I'm student leader, whatever, giving speeches, doing videos for, like, the organization. And I know that this is aligned to my future because, like, it's literally forcing me to have a presence. It's forcing me to be able to communicate, to articulate what I'm trying to say, to understand other people, to know how to share a vision, share a message to where it can come across and you can understand what I'm talking about. This is aligned to what I'm supposed to be doing, and I understand that. The sooner you understand what you're supposed to be doing and that where you are is where you should be, yeah, they over there doing something, but I'm right here. Yeah, they 10 steps ahead, but that's fine. Because guess what? Sometimes they may be 10 steps ahead from where you're looking at right now. But the moment you start working on your journey, you may be like, boop, boop, and you may cut right in front of them. Start focusing on where you are in life. Stop focusing on where everybody else is. Stop focusing on what other people are going to say. If you love what you're doing, no one else can say anything to you. When I first put out my first episode, I literally tweeted or put on my story or something, like, if no one watches this, I will be okay. Because guess what? I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm happy with what I'm sharing. People talk to me and text me and DM me saying, like, thank you for what you said. Like, what you said really affected me. It feels like we're just talking. Like, those things help push me to want to reach my potential even more. Because imagine, like, I don't got 200 subscribers yet. Imagine I reach my potential and 1 million people know who I am. I'm just going to do this on just a larger scale. Tyler Perry said something. Your potential and your purpose is attached to someone else's blessing. I understand that me doing this is helping so many people. So I can't stop just on the sake of me not wanting to do this no more, or me not seeing the reason or the purpose in the long run. There's a purpose, and I see that purpose. So now it's just the journey to get to that purpose and that potential. Take time now to assess what's a common theme in your life. What's something that keeps occurring from job to job, from school to school, from high school to college to your workplace? Like, what's a common theme that keeps popping up? And use that and develop, like, what is my potential? What could I be doing? What do I want to do? What is there something that I see so much, I have so much passion for, I see so much light in? Like, what if I were to be doing this for 30 years straight, would I stop loving? Would I not stop loving? Like, once you establish that, it makes the rest of the road much easier. When you driving with nowhere to go, you wasting gas. You're literally just gonna run on E, and next thing you know, you giving with nothing. Find out your purpose. Find out why you're going the way you're going. Find out where you're going. It makes everything much easier. Tap into your potential because you have some. Ask your friends what they think your potential is, because a lot of times they see it more than you do. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that. Please leave comments of what you think your potential is. Share this with a friend who has potential and they may not be seeing it. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that great stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh.